Miss Willow, I think the water's been shut off. I opened it all the way, but nothing's coming out.
Go to the water resource office and ask the staff what's going on. If they're not there, they're probably at the gin barrel.
I know you want me to leave, but how are you going to track the time and school without me?
With a heart that's pure and a body lean, to the hunt I go through forest green. Back! Pick it up and keep going, Charlotte. The movement's correct. First spin, then run the geranium over the shoulder, let it slide down the back, and as it falls to the ground, step on it to hop into the air. Then... Soulless, soulless, all life's offerings I bring as sacrifice to you from the growing spring. Ugh, this is all wrong. The flow needs to be smoother. All right, let's try this again. The sprouting light within the world's egg lays.
Hooray! You did it!
This element requires a 720-degree turn. I haven't even made it to 600.
Oh.
Once more from the beginning. Your endless quest brings parents joyful days.
How about this time?
I did it.
You did what?
I completed the element. I did it.
Blimey! So you mean you did that move you've always talked about?
A 2.5 turn with free leg backwards and upwards. Wand throw and catch.
Does that mean you can complete the ritual too?
Yes. All right. That's enough for today. It's supper time. Your mother must be waiting for you to come home with beef stew, fried fish, and bread.
But why? You usually train for about 3 more hours.
Not today. I need a break. I'm totally exhausted. Why are you still standing there? Do I need to get His Majesty's limousine to pick you up?
Oh, I get it. If I don't leave now, the critters in the garden will bite my ears.
Good. I won't see you off. Filthy little stain. Whoever gave you permission to stick to my cauldron? Look at me. I've a whole sink of dishes that haven't been washed. And here I am, fighting a little stain on a cauldron. And when the water's just shut off too. I did ask Buzzy to visit the Water Resource Office. Hopefully it didn't slip her mind. If she even knows how to use it. Never mind. I can clean it off without water. Got it. It's off. You stubborn little thing. Everyone loathes you. Avoids you like the plague. You're just a pathetic little stain clinging to what you can. Do you have no shame to sully the sacred floor with your artificial leg? So what if you finish the element? It won't bring back your leg. Without it, you're no different from a clown. How could you possibly compete again? You're not qualified. No. I'm not. All the money I spent on this leg, all the efforts I made to finish the ritual, they're utterly pointless. When was the last time I ate dessert? Or even a chip, for that matter. Year after year, I've trained harder than the last to make up for my leg. But what's the point? Forget it. Everything will be all right. Just give up. Stop thinking about it. Stop hoping. Don't look back or ahead. Just look at the cauldron. See how clean it is now? Stop clinging to places where you don't belong. The world is perfect without you. Ah! No! Still intact. Still intact.
Hey! Oh! Miss Bartley! I finally found you!
Flutterpage, is that you? I can hardly open my eyes in all this wind. Where are you?
I'm right here!
You've been looking for me, have you? How did you find me?
I knew where you were staying in London, but you wasn't there when I arrived. Then, the landlady Erica told me to try the training field. Looks like she was right.
She was. I've been training here every day. You know, to settle in before the event.
Good luck then. Actually, I've come here to deliver a very important and urgent letter to you. Here.
A letter of challenge.
I, Liberty Grove, on behalf of Charlotte O'Hagan, hereby challenge Caroline Bartley to see who will become the champion of the floor ritual in the Uluru Games. No matter if you're a seeded player, a champion, or the son you say you are, Charlotte O'Hagan, the only floor ritualist to master the 2.5 turn with free leg backwards and upwards, 1 throw and catch, will defeat you and win first place in the London qualifiers.
What? You mean...
Out of the way! Out of the way! I found the perfect component for Mr. Fogg's machine!
This allows us to analyze the composition of the atmosphere. If the color of the filter paper meets that of the pollution standard, it will determine that the air is polluted and start working automatically. Let me show you.
Excuse me! Oi! Mr. Fogg, look! I found a glass stopper! It's the one you were looking for, right?
Oh, you found it. Yes, that's exactly what I need. Your attention, please. This glass stopper is one of the core components of this machine, which can harness the power of the sun to purify the air. Of course, this is only one component of many.
Are you done talking? We've given you everything you need. Where's our purification machine?
Quite right! We need to see the purification machine. No need to worry, folks. Believe me, there is no one who wants this purification machine to work more than I. So, I've been doing some experiments.
Arthur! Maid!
Here!
Forgive me for not helping move it. I'm afraid I'm handless and horseless. I can't do a thing.
What the bloody hell is that? Some kind of mechanical freak?
Not to worry, Brimley. Now, folks, take a look at this. Thanks to your generous donations, my experiments on smog removal have finally come to fruition. Introducing the London Air Pollution Auto-Detecting Purifier Mark II. A high-power, multi-functional air-cleaning machine. The current model can only operate for 3 hours at a time. But I'll continue to improve its performance before the qualifiers begin. It's estimated to last a whole day by then. Wonderful! Simply wonderful!
No more smog standing in our way!
Goodness, I can't remember the last time I saw the sun and breathed fresh air. I feel as though I've been rotting.
It's an honor to see that sweet smile of yours, Dal.
I think I'm inspired somehow. I've always felt like a bit of an outsider in London, but this festive atmosphere makes me feel a sense of belonging.
I totally understand. Though I awakened in London, my true home is the land down under, thousands of miles from here. In some ways, I'm an immigrant. This sense of belonging is a treasure.
Yes, as an East London resident, my chest swelled with pride when I learned that the Uluru qualifiers would be held here. I couldn't wait to see what would happen.
That's your 9th sneeze since we got here.
Don't blame me. I didn't even want to come. The Uluru Committee ignored my application to stay at the Australian headquarters. They couldn't find anyone willing to come to London with all this smog in the air.
They didn't have much choice either, mate. The Foundation's been preparing for the qualifiers in London for ages. We'll suffer huge financial losses if it's cancelled. Someone has to make the trip to decide whether we should cut our losses or continue to throw money at it. You must have done something to be the lucky one who has to do the job.
Holy!
I do apologize. These little monsters are all over the streets these days.
He sounds so calm. You'd think he was just talking about stray cats. You have to admire the stoicism of the Brits, especially in the face of all this. Honestly, this environment's totally unsuitable for any kind of outdoor activity. Hey, what are you doing?
Making note of the crash that almost happened. These records will be used to decide if the qualifier should be cancelled. Someone has to be the doer, since we already have a whiner on the team, eh?
Look at all the decorations and posters. So much preparation for an event that won't even be held.
I'm surprised they even want to hold the qualifiers, given the situation.
Anyway, let's make it quick and get this job over with. Let me see. We need 2 things. Evidence that proves the environment isn't suitable for holding the qualifiers, and the profiles of all the participating athletes. Then we can go home.
Next, the changes made to Cross Street. Let's see what the local community has done to prepare for the upcoming event.
Look, Dad! Are those clouds in the sky? They're so white and fluffy.
Yeah, so fresh.
I've never felt anything like it.
Hey, I can even see Keaton's store 50 yards from here. Hello! See, Keaton's waving back!
The first week is for planning, the second for execution, and the last for delivery and paperwork. Looks like you've completed the tasks as scheduled. Are you relieved?
Miss Tooth Fairy. The sun is so golden and warm.
Don't mind him. He's all over the place after working non-stop for the last few weeks. He's just trying to say he's happy, that's all.
What about you? How do you feel?
Me? The ranger soul inside me has always wanted to gallop beneath the blazing sun. Yahoo!
A critter? No. Is that the black fog? What's it doing here? I thought the black fog was a result of the increased density of regular smog in the air, but it seems I was wrong. Mr. Fogg's machine has cleaned up the smog around us, but the black fog's still here, and it's getting thicker. How curious. At least now, without the smog covering its trail, I can sense its movements more clearly. What's that? Huh? The smog's back. I did hear that these little things tend to gather in the quiet alleys of Cross Street. Perhaps they like a visit from the Tooth Fairies. Slipped away at the first opportunity. I knew it. But what exactly was it?
Knock, knock. Which would make the world a better place? Art or a heart of gold? Neither. The little knocker-up of Flutterpage will. Where's Miss Willow? She should be warming up by now. Where's she gone? Miss Willow? Miss Willow! Knock, knock. Don't jump to conclusions. Mr. Wind will tell you the truth. Knock, knock. I'll open all the windows and doors, and all the treasure chests too. Miss Willow? Miss Willow? Miss Willow? What are you doing over there?
You're early. Why am I not surprised? You're about as patient as a dog waiting for his dinner.
I thought you'd start practicing as soon as you woke up. What are you doing in this corner?
Come take a look at this. I wonder if it still works.
What a strange thing. What is it?
It's a sort of instrument called the didgeridoo. Come give it a try. First, put your hand on it like this.
Okay. Then what?
I'll teach you how to play it.
It's beautiful. Like raindrops pattering on tree leaves. Why has it gone quiet all of a sudden?
It's broken.
What? I didn't break it. Did I?
No. It's been broken for a long time.
Well, judging by the look of it, it must be old. It's got mildew all over.
This instrument is crucial to every floor ritualist. You see, we're not just dancers, but music makers, using our arcane skills to play the didgeridoo while we dance.
Don't worry, Miss Willow. I know broken things ain't always easy to fix, but we can start with the easy part. Why don't we wipe off the dust first? Huh? Is this the athlete registration form for the qualifiers? Oh. And look, you ain't submitted it. Why not?
There's still time, isn't there?
No! You already missed the window! Blimey! We've got to do something about this. Oh, that's right. Mr. Fogg said that 2 officers from the Australian headquarters would arrive in London today. I think we can ask them to pull the... What was the word? Anyway, we need to get a move on. I'll pull you up.
Flutter Page. Maybe it's time to give up.
Give up? What do you mean, give up? I don't understand. Ain't this the Uluru Games we've been talking about for ages? Think of all the effort you've made. You didn't jump up and down in the garden over and over again to dust it, did you? You're an athlete, not a feather duster. And you finished that move! The
2.5 turn with free leg backwards and upwards, wand throw and catch.
Yeah, that one! See? How can you just give up?
Oh, please. Don't look at me like that. Yes, I've always dreamt of completing this element. No one knows better than I how much this means to me.
Then why are you...
I don't want to talk about it. You should leave. I need to see what I can do to fix the didgeridoo. Don't forget to close the door behind you.
I ain't leaving! I'm angry!
Don't be upset. It's not that serious.
I talked to Miss Bartley yesterday.
You didn't?
Yeah, I challenged her on your behalf with a letter.
She only visited me so she could show off all the titles she's won. She's not the first to come just to laugh in my face.
That ain't true. Caroline was happy when she got the letter.
What?
She was really looking forward to competing against you. She told me why too. She said you were the most talented and hard-working player she'd ever seen, and that it took all her effort just to keep you in her sight, let alone catch up with you. Because you're different, the one true master of the art. If there were only one gold medal in the history of the floor ritual, it'd be meant for you. Those were her exact words.
I only chose to become a floor ritualist because I had a talent for it. I wanted to win. So I practiced and practiced, paying little attention to anything else. My family, my friends, my life. None of it mattered more than victory. To me, there was no reward more alluring than the euphoria of winning. But whenever I looked back at my past glories, I felt no happiness or excitement. Instead, I'd replay every moment in my mind. Every lost point, every imperfect movement, and think about how close I was to failure. So I pursued the next victory even more fervently. I thought, next time, I won't lose a single point. Next time, I'll be perfect. That was what was running through my mind when I was crowned champion of the Beltane. But there was no next time. That was my last competition.
But you can still have a next time. You can still try again. Look at you. Your skills haven't dulled a bit.
What's the point? I've pushed away everyone I wanted to honor with my victories. I've strayed too far from home. Not to mention...
Okay, but are you happy when you do the floor ritual?
Am I... happy?
See? I love being a knocker-upper. Every morning, I get to see all kinds of sleeping positions. Some people cuddle, others curl up in a ball. and some ain't even in bed at all. I like watching them wake up too, like newborn kittens learning to crawl. And finally, when they completely open their eyes and stand on their feet, I feel a gust of fresh wind rushing out the window. It makes me happy. So what about you? Does the floor ritual make you happy?
I don't know. The only thing that comes to mind is that after a game, me mam would take me to the old cake shop down the road and buy me a cheesecake. The same one every time. That was the only time I'd allow myself to eat dessert. It had raspberries and chocolate drizzled on top. I can still remember the taste. Sweet and tart, with a light bitterness.
Oh! So what really makes you happy is the cheesecake after the game.
What?
Right. Then let's get you registered for the qualifiers so you can have that post-game celebration cheesecake again.
What are you...
Let's go talk to Mr. Fogg. I'm sure he can find a way to get you into the qualifiers. And if your leg's causing you trouble or anything, Miss Tooth Fairy can help you out. She is a doctor from the Foundation after all.
Wait.
Don't you want to eat that cheesecake? Don't you think it'll make you happy?
That cheesecake.
It will, right? Then let's go get it. Life's all about happiness, ain't it?
You... silly little Buzzy.
Why is everyone leaving the stadium? Oi, where are you all going?
Home.
Home? Why? Mr. Fogg's holding the ribbon cutting ceremony for his machine in the stadium. Why ain't you going there?
It ain't happening.
Pardon?
I said it ain't happening. The ceremony. The Foundation officers cancelled the qualifiers. Mr. Fogg's so-called biggest air purifier ever doesn't work.
Please enter in an orderly manner, everyone. The ceremony will begin shortly.
Freddy, can you see Mr. Fogg? I can't see a thing past all these people.
You brought the telescope, didn't you, Dad? Maybe I can see if I look through it.
Good idea. Here, take the telescope and get on my shoulders. Hold on tight, you hear? This crowd's rabid. All this pushing and shoving just to take a look at a machine. Then again, the most exciting thing we've had around here as of late is the rats fighting in the underground.
I see him, Dad. I see Mr. Fogg.
What's he doing?
Blimey! he's smacking the machine. It's really strange looking. About half the height of Mr. Fogg, and connected to a very long tube and a massive funnel. Oh, what's that? Right there inside the machine, there's a huge mechanical organ or something, like a lung.
Oh, sod it. Hold tight, Freddy. Dad's going to squeeze his way to the front. All right, I can see them now. I don't recognize those two in uniform. Are they the officers sent from the Foundation headquarters in Australia?
That's what I heard. The Uluru Committee sent them here to supervise the qualifiers, and they'll report the results back to their headquarters too.
Ah, so it's down to them whether our athletes make it to the finals in Australia or not. I'm counting on them.
Oh, please, Will. It's the players that you should count on, not the judges.
Well, I hope they like Caroline as much as I do.
Look, Dad! Mr. Fogg's about to give a demonstration of his purifier to the officers!
I heard that it can filter out the smog within 10 yards of itself, and it only takes one night to process the waste. The qualifiers will only last 2 weeks, so it should manage splendidly.
It's working! It's working!
Blimey, it's powerful. It's gulping down the smog faster than a builder downs a pint in a pub.
I wonder how it works. It's a miracle that a mechanical lung of this size can purify so much air without letting out any waste.
The smog's getting thinner. I can see more clearly now.
Look, it's even purifying the smog all the way out there. I dare say the ivy on my balcony will be enjoying fresh air within the hour.
Mr. Fogg's smiling, Dad. Ain't that great?
It is. We ain't seen him smile for ages.
The hat looks happy too. It's dancing.
Is he doing that Australian Ranger dance again? Oh, look at the expression on those Foundation officers' faces.
They don't look happy or mad. Is something wrong?
Whoa! What's going on? The machine's shaking like hell.
What's that sound? Some kind of alarm?
Christ! Cover your ears, Freddy! That howling will make you deaf! What in the bloody hell is going on?
Dad?
Freddy, are you all right?
I'm fine. It's the machine. It blew up.
What?
First, the pipe blew open. Then its glass belly shattered, and the mechanical lung rolled out from inside. It's vomiting up black blood.
There's no way.
And Mr. Fogg.
What happened to him?
He's coughing and coughing.
3.5 minutes.
Well, I guess neither one of us won that bet. It didn't even last half as long as I predicted.
Don't be cruel, Gregory. We didn't come all this way just to laugh at these poor people.
But they did do even worse than predicted. That's a fact, isn't it? And it proves that the London Climate Management Agency is nothing but a joke.
Listen, Gregory. I know you must be exhausted from the long journey and your constant sneezing, but you can't say that to their faces. Let's just do our job and give them the news.
What news?
We have to tell them. Mr. Fogg? Mr. Fogg? Please move aside. I need to use the microphone.
Oi, miss. What are you...
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming to the ceremony today. We greatly appreciate your hospitality, and it heartens us to see you thriving despite the difficulties caused by the smog. However, it is clear to us that the London Air Pollution Auto-Detecting Purifier Mark III is not able to fulfill its duty. Barring an effective solution, the smog shrouding London will do irreversible damage to both the athletes and the general populace if they stay outdoors for too long. In light of this, and after much consideration, the Uluru International Committee has decided to cancel the London qualifiers for the Uluru Games. We will announce arrangements for the affected players once internal discussions are over. Thank you all for your hard work.
What? Are you saying that the London qualifiers have been cancelled?
I'm afraid so. I wasn't there, but Mr. Brimley told me what happened in the stadium. Mr. Fogg has locked himself in his office. He's refusing to speak to anyone. It seems there's nothing we can do about it.
Miss Willow? Where are you going? Miss Willow! Miss Willow! Miss Willow! Miss Toothfairy. Why?
The black fog seems terrifying. If I'd been there, I'd have buried myself in the garden or jumped in the sewer before it reached me.
Thankfully, all the patients and nurses were fine. Only Leonard's daughter got a few bruises.
But what a shame it is that the building was ruined. It was 300 years old, you know. The stained glass alone was a masterwork.
Bugger! I just can't seem to spit it out. I feel like my chest's on fire.
Take this medicine 3 times a day, and you'll feel better tomorrow. Case 132. Clinical symptoms. Burning sensation in chest, blackening of ears. Quite different from a regular tuberculosis patient. Maybe this is a different disease altogether.
Damn this black fog. Qualifiers are cancelled, fairs closed down. Even Cross Street's been cordoned off. To see the posters of the athletes all covered up with fires, it's utterly hopeless. Workers are striking again, just like the old days. They seem to be the only ones who dare to go outdoors. Although, since so many have lost their jobs, I suppose they don't have any reason to go out anymore. What are you doing, Ms. Tooth Fairy?
Collecting saliva samples to put in petri dishes. I want to see what will grow. The sample I collected 2 days ago has already grown something unusual.
Something unusual?
A ball of black fog, weaker than the one I met in the alley. Its existence is unstable. Its form changes daily. It doesn't appear to have any self-consciousness, but that critter in the alley was definitely intelligent.
Huh. This thing. It looks like the illustration in the old book I read to me son. I can't quite remember the title, but it does mention a creature like this.
A creature like this?
Oi, Miss Tooth Fairy! It's an emergency, Dal. The little tack is in danger.
Please, Mr. Hat, keep your voice down in the hospital. The patients need to rest.
Sorry about that, but this can't wait. Miss Tooth Fairy, they said a girl's climbed to the top of the old bell tower, and she's planning to jump off.
A girl? You mean...
Yeah, Flutterpage. No normal girl could climb all the way up there.
Oi, girl! Get down! It's dangerous up there!
Knock, knock. The little knocker-upper loves hanging sheets. Every one of them brings back a sweet memory. The first sheet smells like cucumber and tobacco. The second, night dew and stars. The third, mummy's cuddles. Knock, knock.
You know, you didn't need to come up so high just to hang your sheets.
Miss Tooth Fairy, what are you doing here?
I wanted to ask you the same thing.
I'm having some quiet time in my secret base. Off you pop. We'll meet up later.
I understand your need for privacy, but given that almost everyone in London is talking about a girl who's about to jump off the bell tower, I'd say this isn't the spot for it.
Jump off the bell tower? Oh, like I might fall? Don't worry. I'll be fine as long as the wind's blowing. I'll ride it all the way to,
Australia?
Yeah, Australia. They must be preparing for the finals there. Come here, Miss Tooth Fairy. Have a seat.
Come on, Liberty! Quickly! It's dangerous up there!
Don't listen to him, Liberty! Oh, you! Watch your word! She might jump right off the bloody thing!
Why?
Why what?
First, they told me to get down, and then they told me not to. Why'd they change their minds so quickly? Not just them. It's like all of a sudden, everything's changed. People said they wanted the qualifiers, but then they cancelled them. They said they'd find a solution, but then they just completely gave up on solving the problem. Why couldn't they just keep at it until they achieve something? It's like climbing this bell tower. You've got to push through and keep going until you reach the top. Otherwise, you'll never get to enjoy the view.
Maybe they... Well, I don't know.
Miss Tooth Fairy, I think I did something wrong. I can cut my own hair, cook my own meals, and do my own laundry. No one taught me. I just figured it out myself. I used to think the world was like the fish tank I had at home. No matter how many questions I had, the answers were all inside, just like the fish swimming in there. I was patient too. I'd take the fish one by one and carefully look them over. And I wouldn't stop until I checked every scale. Yep, every single one. Well, unless Mum and Dad scolded me. Actually, sometimes I couldn't figure out why they hit me. I just had a lot of questions, and I wanted to know the answers. Anyway, now I've learned the truth about the world. It's different from what I imagined. I thought it was a round tank, but it was actually square. I thought there were goldfish swimming inside, but actually they were pinching crabs and chomping sharks. Sometimes even just pieces of rubbish. The round tank only existed in my mind, and all the answers I found were nothing, just my imagination. And what's worse is that I hurt others with my imaginary answers.
You mean Miss O'Hagan?
I let her down.
I spent my entire youth learning how to get along with others. And you know what I realized? People will change as long as the result benefits them. Once things are going well, whether expected or not, people often forget the goals they set before they reach that point. What I'm trying to say is, we need to remember who we really are and what we really want. Miss Willow must have known what she really wanted. Otherwise, she wouldn't have become the youngest floor ritual record holder of the century. I'm sure she understands that it wasn't your fault. You didn't hurt her. In fact, you didn't hurt anyone. You just need to look at the fish tank in a new way.
Ugh, it hurts.
What's wrong? Let me take a look. You're losing a tooth. A new tooth is pushing out the old one.
A new tooth? But I've already lost all my baby teeth.
Open your mouth. Don't worry, it won't hurt.
Oh, ouch!
It's out. Look.
I thought I didn't have any baby teeth left.
Well, you don't anymore. This was the last one.
though. It stinks.
It does. I suppose I'll keep this then.